Hello, my fellow haunted heads. How art thou? I art very well. I don't even know if that was good grammar or not. Not as well as Art the Clown is doing, though, currently. He is killing it at the box office, quite literally. I went out and saw the Terrifier 3 film on preview night last Thursday, and then again on opening night Friday. Glad to support this thing and see this guy rise to the top like the cream of horror that he is and push that previous Joker right down the proverbial stairs and do his own dance at the top of that stairwell. Art the Clown has ignited passion and excitement in the horror community for the first time since what? People get excited about single films like Longlegs, sure. Midsommar, sure. Hereditary, things like that come along, or Get Out. But as far as franchises go, as far as being a powerhouse that has gotten steadily more exciting and bigger and more well-known and is going to continue to do so, we haven't seen a character like this in the horror genre for quite some time. If you think about it, all the icons of horror that we know and love, for the most part, are from the 80s. Look at Jason Voorhees, look at Michael Myers, Chucky, Freddy. They're all growing a little bit long in the tooth. They continue to be rebooted and reimagined and refreshed and revisited and remade and all that. And that's all good because some of those are enjoyable as well. But as far as a new icon that is readily identifiable by people that even aren't all that familiar with the franchise, that's what Art the Clown has become. So Damien Leone, job well done, because he's gotten fans excited and ignited this fervor to support something in a way that we haven't seen in a while. People are still excited about Scream, of course. Ghostface is still around. But even the Scream series, again, it came out in 96. That's when it started. So we're looking at 30 years or so. There's Hatchet. Everybody got excited about Hatchet. But not everybody's familiar with Victor Crowley, are they? We are, of course. You are watching this. But you don't see Victor Crowley merchandise crowding the shelves at Spirit Halloween. You don't see Victor Crowley t-shirts over at Hot Topic or Spencer's. Art is all over the place. There's art bedroom slippers and throw blankets, art purses, Art Krispies purses, Halloween costumes in regular or bloody versions. There are masks. There are plastic knives like this one here, bloody art on one side and regular clean and friendly art on the other. Just, there's so much stuff that you can find for Art the Clown. And the last character that I can think of that stuff like that happened for is for maybe Sam from the Trick or Treat movies. But I don't even know that everybody knows Sam's name. I don't even know that everybody knows that Sam is from the movie Trick or Treat. And of course, there's only one Trick or Treat film. It's not an ongoing series. So this is pretty exciting stuff. It's fun to see. It's not for everybody, obviously. There's a lot of people that are complaining in the forums about Terrifier, the level of violence, and they're complaining that it's pointless or stupid. And why are you even bothering to comment in those commentary forums? I mean, I got better things to do than to waste my time complaining about something I don't like on a forum where everybody else does like it. I mean, what's the point of that? So I will have a Terrifier 3 episode coming up on my Haunted Head podcast, because this movie, Terrifier 3, filled in a lot of blanks, answered some questions that I had after seeing part 2. But for better or worse, it also opened up a stack of questions that I have going forward. And I don't know exactly. Some of these questions that I had were answered by interviews with Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton, Art himself, on podcasts that I've listened to recently. One is the Evolution of Horror podcast. That's a fantastic 20 or 22-minute interview with Damien Leone. And there's an hour-long, essentially, podcast with David Howard Thornton with Bloody Disgusting's Boo Crew, where he talks a lot about his background as a school teacher, of all things. his acting background, his process, his perspective on what happens to art now, and the journey that he's made from the beginning up to this point. Really interesting stuff, and I think it'll help you kind of flesh out the whole perspective on the Terrifier series, what to expect from it, how to maybe even look at some of the things you already have seen in Terrifier that maybe you had maybe a single perspective, and this offers a different perspective on some of those same scenes and some of those same concepts. So definitely worth checking out. Buckaroo and Evolution of Horror. And of course, My Haunted Head, which you can hear on your favorite podcast platform. I'll be back with another episode very soon. Right now, I got some list nonsense to get through. I have a boatload of ridiculous and very creative, I might add, horror lists that I guarantee you have never, ever thought of. So those are always fun. I love lists. It's just an easy way to cover a variety of titles and topics in a very short amount of time, and just give some thoughts and perspectives, and maybe get you to go back and grab a film off the shelf that you haven't seen in a while. That's always fun too. So you can find me on Instagram at My Haunted Head Podcast. You can drop me a line there if there's something you want to see on a future episode of the podcast, or hear on a future episode of the podcast. And if you want to see more of this room around me here, there's lots to see. I'm practically tripping over everything that's around me. And then there's a dark closet right over here. You probably want to see what's in that too. But anyhow, I'm just going to make this short. I will let you go for now, and I will see you very soon, and you'll hear me very soon on My Haunted Head Podcast.